Hey, what's going on? Airzuji here, and we're going to be talking about Halloween the game. And yeah, we're basically going to be getting into all the pre-order details. But not only that, there's also some other information in this video when it comes to things we should be knowing about the game because it is coming up quick and we got to get all into it. And I'm also going to give my thoughts on how they did the early access because it's very different than how they normally do it, and for better or for worse. More on that later, but in the meantime, be sure to subscribe and like the video. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so let's check out this website here. Pre-order Halloween the game. First and foremost, we got a better shot on the Halloween skin. This one here, on Myers, of course. He has the glowing eyes. And that is the, I believe it's the Phantom Myers skin. Phantom Michael Myers skin. Okay, we are incredibly excited to announce that the digital pre-order of Halloween the game starts today, which was June 6th. Players can choose between two digital versions, which distinct pre-order and digital edition exclusive items and secure their trip to Haddonfield. So, yeah, this is pretty key. There's two versions of the game you can purchase, and then after the game is fully released, then you don't have access to some of these cosmetics here. But it's really just one, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. So this Phantom Meyer skin, this one that we looked at, if people don't pre-order the game, then yeah, you're not gonna have access to that skin. That's probably the most important thing if people didn't know when it comes to, let's just say, exclusivity, okay? And all that really takes is buying the game before the game's release date, pre-ordering it. Because if you buy it on the day of or after the fact, it may not be available to you. But we can clarify more details on that later because it does come up. Um, Me personally, of course, I know I'm going to be playing the game, so I'm definitely gonna get that. But I might as well just get the whole bundle. I mean, I got an excuse, I make extra content on the game, and like, why not? It's a big bang for the buck, you know. I feel like the pricing is fair. Um, yeah, I think the pricing is definitely fair. TCM and Killer Clowns from Outer Space, they both had a price tag of $40, right? So $39.99. And with this game, it's the same price, but this is a newer game. Um, it could be better, right? It's likely going to be a better game, but on top of all that, this has a whole single player mode that's fully, fleshed out. We've all seen the trailer, and then you get that multiplayer experience. And I will say, I think this game, when it comes to the multiplayer experience and the single player mode, I have a good feeling that both will be really, really good. Because oftentimes with some of these games, it's like, yeah, the single player mode is good, but the multiplayer mode is pretty bad. Vice versa. I feel like back in the day on, I guess I'm getting a little ranty, but I feel like back in the day on like Xbox 360, Gears of War was pretty good at both game modes. Halo, and then so on. Maybe Call of Duty on the every console and things like that. But going back to Halloween the game, um, so this digital standard edition, of course, this is simply just buying the game, and of course it's like $40, but that's like buying the game without pre-ordering it. So if somebody buys the game on Halloween or October, it'll probably just be $40, and you're not going to get access to any of these cosmetics or skins and characters just buying the standard edition of the game. The digital deluxe edition. So of course this is this orange themed one. I think we have it up here. No, Yep. Yeah. So with the more premium version, you get extra goodies. Of course, it includes this super exclusive Myers skin. You get inmate Myers, and you get Richard and Alexis. Two characters. And the kick with these characters, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. You can get these characters later. You just kind of have to, you got to shell out some more money. So, say someone buys the original pre order of the game. At any point in time, they can kind of upgrade and get these other cosmetics as well. Like the real crown jewel of exclusivity would be this Phantom skin, of course. Now on my Steam, I didn't buy the game yet, but surely if I bought, let's just say the standard edition, and I'm like, you know what, let me upgrade, I'm sure it'll just cost the extra $19.99, and then I'll get everything else as well. The early access, and as you can see, September 4th, I believe that is a Friday, 9 a.m. PDT. So yeah, that's that. That should be, if I'm not mistaken, that should be 12 p.m. EST. And then it says like more surprises. I would have put more stock into that. Like we don't know what that is, right? But I don't think they're gonna be stingy. I actually think they might. They'll probably throw in another character, just some other stuff. So let's continue. Digital Standard Edition pre-order, Halloween the game. Yeah, so this is basically, again, the price seems to be the same, just 40 bucks. It's just a matter of, do you buy it like at the end of October, aka before or after the pre-order, or do you just buy the game early? So yeah, if you know you're gonna buy the game, again, I'm not telling you to pre-order, but I wouldn't be one to miss out on that skin if that's the case. And then the digital deluxe edition, of course, you get the early access. It is one thing that's kind of crazy to me is with the early access being September 4th on that Friday is they're running a tight ship with that. It's a small amount of days to play the game before the early access ends, and then everybody has access whether you pre-ordered it or not. With TCM, for example, they did it. It was a few months, according to my sources. Right, that was that ran from May 25th to May 29th, so it was a few days, and then the game officially released a few months later in August. I remember when that happened, people were kind of like, it should have been longer. Why did they wait so long to release the game? And the hype was there. The game was fun. It's just, I recall, because I was there playing it, I recall a lot of people not liking that they waited so long to release the game. It was just fun. People just wanted to play it more. And it's, well, more importantly, well, a lot of people didn't get to play it. They kind of just missed that window. Maybe they were on vacation, maybe they were working, or just weren't able to do it. Um, and even with Killer Clowns from Outer Space, another game by Elphonic, they actually did a 7-day early access period for basically, I believe it's the people who pre-ordered that game, and I believe the release date for that game was a June 4th. So at the end of May, it was basically a similar time, years later. So this is like the tightest. This is the tightest it has been from like early access to like the game going live, and I I think that's good. I think they are striking while the iron is very hot. This game is gonna be, on a lot of social media. A lot of people's gonna be playing it. Now I will say though, they have got to be confident that the game is in a good position because yeah, that's not a lot of time to fix some things up. So I don't know if that's just like confidence or something. They didn't let us regulars play the game outside of PAX, I guess, but they're letting everybody have at it for the people that pre-ordered, which is, I think that's one of the craziest pieces about this game coming out. Now, when it comes to the pre-order, this is the availability, Steam, PS5, Xbox Series, Epic. And then they have like a FAQ about these civilians. To summarize, it says you can upgrade into that inmate Meyer skin, the 2 civilians. But as I've said earlier, you can't simply upgrade to that Myers Phantom skin. As it says here, will the digital pre-order exclusive Michael Myers skin be available for purchase later on? The Phantom Michael Myers skin is a digital pre-order exclusive and will not be available to the purchase after launch. Now I hope they don't I hope they don't just release this skin like next year in Halloween, like, yeah, I mean, due to demand, we released this skin again. Because right here they're saying that they're not gonna do that. And then games will do it. And it's like, yo. Oh, so I mean, so yeah, that's that. That basically would summarize on this end. I will say, let me know in the comments which version of the game, if y'all are buying, or y'all gonna kind of wait and see how it's looking, maybe buy it later. So another thing, of course, on launch, they got 10 characters. That cast, that's a good cast, man. And then again, as you see right here, right? If you get that super premium version of the game, you get 2 more characters at your disposal that you can always upgrade into later if you don't get them initially. So that's 12 people. That's not including other characters that come into play. I mentioned not included like Dr. Loomis or the other sheriffs that can come into the game, because you don't only spawn in as Dr. Loomis, of course. But yeah, I guess we're not counting that. But yeah, that is the case when it comes to that. So, but yeah, with that being said, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for kicking it with me. Take care. When it comes to the physical edition of the game, if I didn't mention it before, they say it's going to be released later in the year, so later in 2026, probably around a holiday, maybe October or Christmas.